Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever it is for you. I'm Peter Alexievich, and I'm here in Kyiv. And for me, it is Thursday, August 31st, 2023, day 554 of Vladimir Putin's obscene war. And I want to respond to my new buddy. I hope I can say that, pal. Blue Collar, White Knuckles 2. His comment here, I got kids. What affects them is what the U.S. does, not Russia. And it's a fair point, right? That's how we think. It makes sense. But it's not true. You would think it was, but it's not. And here's how we know, pal. 10 years ago, just think 10 years ago, maybe before you had kids. 10 years ago, my son was 10 years old, and he still thought I was great. Now he's 20, he thinks I'm an asshole, right? That's what happens. 10 years ago, nobody imagined. Because why would you? Who would think of such a thing? You're busy putting food on the table. You're busy getting the kids to football practice. You're busy making a happy wife so you have a happy life. That kind of thing. It's inconceivable to you. It was to me anyway. Maybe you were ahead of the curve here on this, but not me. I was blind to it completely, as I think most of us were. That over in Russia, some guy named Yevgeny Prigozhin, who heard of him 10 years ago? Nobody, in America anyway. He's got a business called the Internet Research Agency. And what is the job of the Internet Research Agency and its 150 employees there in St. Petersburg on Shevashuska Street? Number 54, I believe, was the building number. Their job is to go online and pretend to be Americans. He's got 150 employees. Every one of them has 1,000 accounts that they manage. So the 150 employees represent 150,000 false identities. And these 150 employees, it's their job to go onto social media and make people in America who say stupid, divisive things think they're not alone. You got some racist piece of shit in Michigan who's talking about the KKK, and everybody around him just kind of ignores him or blows him off or tells him to shut F up. Suddenly, all these internet trolls in St. Petersburg are his good friends telling him that he's right, that he should say the things he says. You got somebody who's a Second Amendment guy as an absolutist, right? And most people think he's kind of nuts. They call him a gun nut, whatever, right? He doesn't have many friends. All of a sudden, he's got all these people on the internet who say, no, you're right. I should be able to own a tank if I want. You got people on there saying that women shouldn't have control over their own bodies. And most reasonable people ignore them. But suddenly there's 1,000 people shouting, no, you're right. These bastards were paid to sow lies, division, and create animosity to get Americans at each other's throats, to distract us from the real problems in the United States. These culture wars, this nonsense. How much time has it taken? How much money has it cost us? How much progress has it made? Has it retarded, rather? Brother, I wish we lived in a world where what the Russians did didn't matter. But it matters. It matters a great deal. And if, like me, You want to see your kids have a bright and prosperous future. The bright and prosperous history of the last 50 years, the post-World War II prosperity, was dependent on a secure and stable Europe. If Europe is not secure or stable, our economy and our future is neither secure nor stable as well. And that's why we got to care. Right? That's what I'm saying. It would be nice to live in a bubble, but we don't. We live in an ever shrinking world. And we have an enemy who pretended to be our friend for the last 15 of the last 30 years, the first 15 of the last 30. The Russians really smiled and glad-handed us and pretended to be our friends, just like the Saudis do today, right? Just like the Saudis do today every day. Meanwhile, in the background, working against us all the time. We got to face the reality of this. We got to see who our enemy is. And I'll tell you something, brother. I'm here in Kyiv. The Ukrainians are our friends. Every Ukrainian I meet on the street, when they find out I'm an American, they just want to shake my hand and thank me for everything we have done. It's embarrassing, frankly. It's embarrassing, right? Because I'm nobody. I'm just a guy who pays my taxes. We're doing the right thing here. And we got to keep doing it. There's a lot of other reasons. I got another one coming for you about another thing you said. But for you and me and everybody like us, I really think we got to care about this situation. That's my 2 cents. Thanks, pal.